Welcome everyone, this is Andre's Restart, and this time we're going to be talking about what apparently may be the big secret announcement that we've been expecting from Nintendo in this month of November. So there's actually a couple reasons why we've been expecting something. One of which has to do with the fact that recently Nintendo privated their Nintendo Switch First Look trailer. One of their most viewed trailers of all time. It's the initial teaser for the Nintendo Switch, and it's been privated for over a week and a half now. And the reason why this seems to be a big deal is because last year, Nintendo privated both the Switch Lite and OLED trailers, and this amounted to the Splatoon 3 OLED edition being announced. And then the year prior, they privated the Lite trailer, and this is around the time they announced the Switch Oled. So last couple years when Nintendo's privated one of their Switch reveal trailers, it's amounted to some sort of revision or special edition of the Switch. So given that Nintendo has privated the Switch First Look trailer, it's made people think, oh, something even bigger is happening. But on top of that, there's been a lot of discussion lately about amiibo restocks happening on November 10th. There is a series of different amiibo restocks that are supposed to happen on the 10th. Mario, Zelda, Smash, and Metroid related. And typically when there's an amiibo restock, this lines up with some type of Nintendo announcement. Usually within a couple weeks. So these amiibo restocks happening on November 10th, there's been a lot of people thinking that something big is happening in November, especially with the recently privated trailer. These announcements usually happen soon after that as well. And with nothing having been officially announced yet, November seems like a prime candidate for something significant. And many have been thinking it could be Switch 2 related. We've been talking about Switch 2 a lot lately on this channel, and I'll admit, while I've been expecting it would be announced sometime next year, I have been on the record saying that I'm starting to lean a little bit more in the direction of it being announced this year. I said somewhere between 30 and 40%. Still less likely than it happening next year, but I've been thinking it's becoming increasingly more likely. But not full on, because there still hasn't been a price drop announcement yet, and we have games coming out January, February, and March straight from Nintendo, so I think it's unlikely to expect an announcement for it to come out by March of next year. There's a chance it could still come out in the first half, but that would be April, May, or June, which I don't think is a really strong bet, but the point is it's possible, so I have been entertaining the idea that maybe Switch 2 could be announced in this month of November, and with these recent happenings, I've been thinking, oh, maybe this is what it could be. But we now have information that's suggesting otherwise. An announcement is coming in November, but it doesn't look like it's for Switch 2. And this seems to make more sense than anything else, and that's what we're talking about today. But before going forward, let me remind you all that we are aiming to reach 50,000 subscribers, so if you do enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and enjoy the ride as we talk about Nintendo every day. So this announcement is apparently for a new OLED edition. A Mario Kart OLED bundle. We've had Mario Kart bundles all throughout the Switch generation, but this isn't a base Switch version, this is an OLED version, so this is a new bundle. And this info is coming from Bilbo Kun on Twitter, an investigator from Deal Labs magazine. And in their article, they say that this version is going to be a Switch OLED console with the neon blue and neon red Joy-Cons. There will be a download code for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and a 3-month individual subscription for Nintendo Switch Online. And also, this is apparently coming out on November 20th in Europe. So what's interesting about this is that November 20th date falls within 2 weeks of the amiibo restocks. So that amiibo theory about the amiibo restocks having to be related to some sort of Switch announcement, this would fit the bill. And another OLED edition being announced not so long after a Switch trailer has been privatized, it also lines up with that pattern as well. So the speculation that some sort of big announcement is coming in November from Nintendo, it seems to have been spot on. But where maybe a lot of us have been led astray is we've been thinking, oh, this has to be for Switch 2. And to defend myself, I haven't been saying it has to be for Switch 2. I've simply been acknowledging it as a possibility, and as I said earlier, I've always been in the 30 to 40% range, not thinking it's the most likely outcome, but yes, the most exciting outcome. And leading up to this point, I've been thinking, what else could it be that would make sense? I've been outruling the possibility of a revision or special edition because of how late into the year we are. This is the end of October. Why would Nintendo announce something like this going into November? Well, interestingly, we've had a number of holiday deals happening sooner than usual. Apparently, there's been a Switch Sports Pack that came out October 20th. We've had the Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch Lite packs, and we also have the Switch Mario Kart Deluxe bundle that released on October 6th. Yes, we've gotten that Mario Kart bundle every year, but it's happened again. Typically, these things don't happen so early. But maybe the reason why all these things are happening so early, maybe also another reason why there's the amiibo restocks, and also why there may be an announcement for this special OLED Mario Kart bundle, is because Nintendo's trying to clean house, have as big of a holiday as they possibly can with their currently announced Switch products, exhausting everything they have left before they start the big Switch 2 marketing campaign for next year. And that would explain why we're waiting this long for another bundle to be announced, because if they want to push things for Black Friday and have an additional bundle there. But this becomes increasingly more interesting when we account for the fact that we're still anticipating news for Wave 6 of Mario Kart Deluxe's Booster Course Pass. It's taking a little bit of a while for this to be announced. It's been over a month since they gave us the initial tease in the September Direct, and compared to most other waves, this is a fairly long wait. However, compared to the wave that came out for the holiday last year, this wait is pretty much in line. We had to wait until December 7th for the DLC to actually come out, and it was also teased in the September Direct last year. If you've been paying attention to the channel lately, I've put out a couple Mario Kart videos this past week because I am anticipating Mario Kart news soon. I have been thinking that there is going to be something big related to this final wave. It is the final wave for the Mario Kart DLC after all, you know, the biggest best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch. So it is a big deal. And we've seen throughout the Booster Course Pass that they have surprised us a few times with this DLC. They've subverted our expectations. They've gone back and fixed up some different tracks. They've added item customizations. They've added characters that they've never promised before. And with the most recent tease, they showcased 4 new characters, which well exceeded our expectations. What else could there be for this final wave? Well, now we're seeing that there's a bundle coming out, and if it's going to be coming out on November 20th, the announcement should be happening within a couple weeks. And there's a strong chance that the Mario Kart DLC will finally have its big release date trailer showcasing all the major details of this content before it comes out. So it's all lining up here, it's all coming together, and this final wave could have even more than we're thinking. Maybe there's a few more characters, maybe there's some sort of other feature they're adding in here, maybe there's some other major tracks they're putting in that we're not expecting. There may be another surprise with this content, and it could be them going out with a bang for Mario Kart Deluxe. Maybe this ties into those different amiibo restocks. Perhaps we could see something Zelda, Metroid, or Smash related tied to this Mario Kart DLC potentially. Maybe Samus is a playable character. Maybe there's another Zelda track. These are intriguing possibilities, but of course, just optimistic speculation at this point. So while I would have loved for a big Switch 2 announcement to happen this November, I do think what this apparently is going to be is still a big deal and is in a way a sign for things to come relating to Switch 2. Because not only might this be a sign for them going out with a bang for Mario Kart DLC, which is exciting in and of itself, but with Nintendo putting out another holiday bundle, another push leading towards Black Friday, even after all the other bundles he's put out for October, and with these amiibo restocks, it does seem to me that they are pushing everything they can before making the Switch 2 announcement. I think it is related, just not immediately directly related. It's tangentially related. And who knows, maybe they could give us a teaser for the Switch 2 in December. If it happens in December for the Game Awards, that wouldn't be as early as October 2016 when they announced the Switch, which led to a March release. Maybe if they were to tease the Switch 2 in December for the Game Awards, that leads to, say, maybe a June release for the Switch 2. Or May, which to me is a bit more believable than March. Now, of course, that's still really early into the year, and that's not what a lot of reports have indicated. Those reports have suggested the second half of 2024, but also Eurogamer has said recently that Nintendo would like to do things sooner if possible. So there's still room for optimism that we could see something happen this year. But in terms of these signs with the Switch privatizing trailer and the amiibo restocks, it seems it's more likely related to this Mario Kart OLED bundle. I will point out one last little thing though before I close out. They didn't private the OLED trailer last I checked. They privated the Switch first look trailer, which I do think is odd. Maybe they will be privating the OLED trailer soon, and maybe that's going to be a tall tale sign that this Mario Kart OLED bundle is about to be announced. So I'll be keeping my eyes peeled over the next coming weeks, because it's sure to happen soon if this is indeed coming out on November 20th. But maybe that Nintendo Switch first look trailer, that initial one, could still be tied to Nintendo having something else planned, maybe indeed for the Game Awards, or just for an announcement sometime early next year. But those are my thoughts on this recent report from Deluxe magazine. They apparently have some pretty good credibility here. This does make a lot of sense. So I am inclined to believe it is happening, but we shall see. Anyways, everyone, this is Andres Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.